everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'll be demoing my first and new iOS app called the PLAI AI image editing app, now available in all 175 countries on the App Store, so you can download it now to follow along if you are using an iPhone, and hopefully soon it will be available on Android if it does gain some traction. But pretty much this is an app I've been developing for the past couple months, which I'm excited to share about you guys, the functionality that allows you to generate, variate, and edit images all using the OpenAI DALL-E model. So it's basically a wrapper around OpenAI's DALL-E model, which is an AI model that allows you to do some cool manipulation with images. And one thing in particular in this app, which I think is pretty cool, that you can't do with other AI image editing apps, is you can actually edit and add things to images that are already existing. So we'll be going over that as well. And the best part is it's a very seamless app, and you can get started generating images in less than a minute, honestly. So even everything from the sign up to the generation is just a very simple steps that I designed the app just to be very simple and just straight to the point. So no nonsense, just straight, where you can start producing images. And best of all, you do have a free trial, so you can see some of the content it can produce before you decide to perhaps buy credits to generate more images. So you can download this if you want to follow along, as I mentioned, but we are just going to use the simulator here in this simulator on the Mac. So it is an Expo-based app, so I'm just running it in Expo. So I just ran Expo starts iOS. So we're just running it here, and we're just going to walk through the base functionality of the app so you guys can get an understanding. And if you guys are interested in AI image generation, which is pretty popular nowadays, hopefully you can get a good understanding of how to use this app very seamlessly and quickly. We're not going to go into the tech stack here. You can see there's some code in the background. If you guys are interested in that, let me know in the comment section down below. It is a MERN-based app, so it is based on MongoDB, Express, and React Native. Very common architecture, but if you are interested in any features of the app in terms of the engineering side, I'll be happy to explain it in a future video if you have any questions regarding that. So yes, let's just jump in here. I'm going to sign in with my Google account, but really you can sign in with just creating a regular sign up, so you don't need a Google account. You can also sign in with your Apple account. And one thing I found particularly interesting is when I tried to submit this app to the App Store with just the sign in with Google, they didn't let me. So if you do have a sign in with Google, you actually have to have a sign in with Apple feature. So just keep that in mind. So we're just going to do the sign in with Google feature. And right now it's called front end, but typically it's called PLAI if you download it from the App Store. So we're just going to sign in there very quickly, as you can see, and I have 10.5 credits because I've been using this before, but really you can just go ahead and buy more credits here if you'd like to play with more images. And also you can contact us as well if you're having images or issues with images in this app. So let's just do the first one. This is a very common feature you see in many AI image apps where you could just download or produce an image based on words. So one thing we can produce is you can produce some very descriptive images. So let's just say an ornate table with nice plates, a vase, and food. Let's just say that. And we're just going to generate an image, but really you can generate up to 10 images here, which is pretty cool. So you can produce a lot of images at a time if you want to get a nice sample of which image to select from for your use case. So I'm just going to do one. Actually, let's just do two. And we're just going to do a resolution of 256 by 256. So let's go ahead and submit that. But really you can do a resolution of up to 1024 by 1024. Now, one thing to note about this resolution is, unfortunately right now with the DALL-E model, they only allow us to produce square images, and we're only narrowed down to these three resolutions. But hopefully within the next DALL-E models, we can get some more resolutions and hopefully some rectangular and even circular or peculiarly shaped images, which would be pretty cool, such as those you see in Midjourney AI, which can produce various images of various resolutions. So we see we have this image here, which I think looks very beautiful. So maybe we can use this for some interior design website, I don't know. So I'm just gonna go ahead and download that, and I'm gonna download this. I think it did a pretty solid job there with these images. So of course you can have many other descriptions as well based on many things. One thing you'll note is some words won't be able to work with this model. So for example, if you use some profanity, it will not take profanity, which I think can be sort of a good thing. And also other aspects of maybe trying to generate real life images of celebrities, it will tell you that it cannot produce an image based on that. So you will get an error if you try to produce, let's say, maybe an image of Donald Trump or a president or something like that, or try to tell it to do something weird. It does have some semantics understanding. So just don't be weird with it, and you should be able to get some nice images. So I just downloaded those. You can see I downloaded them easy, and I can share them as well, and I can clear and start over. Let's just go to the next feature, which I think are more powerful features. So we have the generate or the create image variation. So this is a really cool one where we can take a photo or select from an existing image really quickly, and it'll just generate a variation. You can see I was playing with the app before. So let's just do a variation of the image we just took, and hopefully it could generate something pretty cool. So same image count and resolution options here. We're just going to do 1 in this case, and let's just do 512 by 512 and let it produce something there. So that should take a moment because it's only one image. A lot of times these variations do produce cool things, but sometimes it can be a bit finicky. So we can see in this case, it produced a pretty drastic variation of the existing image. So one thing to know about these variations is that they are unique. So that's something pretty cool, is that they are unique and you can use them for production or real life purposes because they are under your ownership, so they do not claim any ownership of the images. Maybe in the future that will change, but these are unique images which you can use for your own purposes in real life, which is nice. And so this can have some real life use cases in terms of just generating variations of existing images, which you'd want to do, and in some cases maybe website design or other purposes. So once again, we can download here, we can compare it to the original image, very drastic there, and we can start over, we can share. So we can just start over. And the last feature we have here, which I think is the coolest feature of this app, is we can actually edit an existing image. Now this is the most sort of maybe unstable feature of DALL-E 2, but I think in the future this feature will be very robust and a very powerful feature, and can potentially even replace Photoshop in the deep future, where we can simply edit images based on words. So that is a very powerful feature, and it's something I haven't seen in other AI image editing apps. And this is the feature that took me the longest to design within the app. So we're just going to have this image of a cat here, and I'm using this image of a cat because I found it to work particularly well and reproducible for the video. But really, you can edit a lot of images and you'll get some pretty interesting results. Sometimes you'll get some just bad results, which is unfortunately out of my scope, because I can't actually tune the model to do better. That's just their API, and it does have some limitations in terms of what it can do to existing images. So if you are using it and you get frustrated in terms of the outcome, I do apologize. Hopefully in the future, as DALL-E gets better, this app will get better as well. So we're just going to add a hat to this cat. And the coolest part is we're just doing this with words, and we're just putting the mask over the area of the image where we want to edit the image. So we'll just say a brown cat with a hat. And we're just going to generate 3 variations of that. And we're just going to do a resolution of 256 by 256. And the lower the resolution as well, the less credits you'll use in the app. So, if you're just doing some experimenting, you want to go with a lower resolution. And the less images you produce, the less credits you'll pull in the app. So keep that in mind as well. So we can see we put the mask over the cat where we needed. And we also described the area of the image that's not for the mask itself. So you have to do that as well for the model to understand what you want in the image. So we did have to describe the image itself as well as what we want in the mask. So if we did everything correctly there, we should be able to get hopefully something that resembles a brown cat with a hat based on the AI, what it produces. So let's see. And one thing you'll also notice if you use this app is you can't really use it on real humans or images of humans, because it does tend to break down, and I don't know why. Once again, hopefully in the future, if this thing does get more advanced and they stick to it, you can hopefully edit images of existing people in an accurate way, which would be pretty awesome. Maybe replace someone's shirt, or you can remove something in the image you don't like, which can also have powerful cases maybe for trademarking. There's some logo in the image that you want to remove, or you want to even add a logo. You can do many things in the future. So I think this can have amazing use cases in future applications. So you can see that it did add a hat, not really accurately there. In some cases, I have found it to be much more accurate, but I think it did a pretty cool job. I mean, one case in particular, I was sitting at a dinner table and I took a picture of an empty plate of food, and I said a plate with food, and added food pretty accurately, and it made it look pretty realistic in my opinion. So there's many cases where you can take real life photos and make them or enhance them to add some features in the photo. And of course you can take a photo as well, but because we're in the simulator, we can't take a photo to add here to edit. But overall, those are the 3 main features of the app. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope one of you guys watching this video downloads it. Maybe give some feedback. Let me know what you think about the app. Let me know if you have any questions regarding the design of the app. Hopefully in the future we'll continuously add more features. And once again, I'm just really excited to share this with you guys. I know this is primarily a robotics channel, but I do some full stack stuff here as well. So if you're interested in full stack engineering, and if you're also interested in other aspects of software, such as mechatronics, robotics, and Python, you can subscribe to this channel. And always let me know if you have comments or questions down in the comment section down below. I'm really quick to help, and I always incorporate your feedback in many of my videos, so I would appreciate that. Stay tuned, guys, and thanks for watching. Take it easy.